everybody, Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio. Today I'm asking you, is the keto diet worth the risks? We've got so many clients that come to us from doing so many different plans before. They may have tried something and it didn't work. They may still be working on something. But it seems like with the fad of the keto diet, that becomes more and more something that I hear. And the frustration that comes along with it is almost kind of scary. People feel like they are doing everything possible. They're cutting every single thing out of their diet that they could possibly ever love. And they saw great results in the beginning. Maybe they're still seeing some good results, but they want to go a little bit further. And as they continue on, they see that they get less and less results from what they're doing. And it's very frustrating because they really are. And they're basically, what is the keto diet? It's all protein and it's very low carb. It's like super low carb. So you're not getting anything outside of very few vegetables and mostly protein during the day. Now, it does work for some. Do you know where the keto diet comes from? Do you know what it is? Well, we have to start with the fact that everyone these days really wants that magic pill or that super fast way to start losing weight to reach their weight loss goals. And that can be important to your health, but you have to remember that weight is a part of the puzzle. It's one piece. It's not the whole thing, and just losing weight does not make you any healthier. It may change your body, but it does not give you that muscular tone. It doesn't give you better health. It doesn't give you better energy or help you to sleep better. In fact, whenever you start to deprive your body of certain things, you actually tend to have less energy, sleep less because your body's crying out for these things, and you even become more agitated and frustrated with things. So whenever you engage in this super high protein, super low carb diet, you're sure to lose some extra pounds, but is it a good thing? Well, again, let's look at where the keto diet comes from. The keto or the ketogenic diet was initially used in the 1920s as a therapy protocol for people with epilepsy. So they were going to manage epilepsy with a different style of diet. Now, if you know much about nutrition or have been looking into much on the holistic or natural side of things, a lot of conditions have been found to be improved by changing your diet. A lot of the typical standard American diet protocols that we follow or foods that we eat typically do not lend themselves well to healing our bodies. And so if we start to change our diet, then we start to see progress in some of those areas. Now, when the keto diet was created for this epilepsy management, it was completely tied to a medical supervised program between a neurophysician and a dietitian, meaning that these two professionals had to work hand in hand to ensure that the person was not going to see any ill results from this, that they absolutely had to be medically supervised. Now, nowadays, if you tell someone who's experimenting with the keto diet that they need to be medically supervised, they pretty much laugh at you. They say, things like, well, I'm losing weight and I feel fine, so I'm the exception. I can keep going with this. There's people that have been on it for months or weeks or years. Everybody's a little different on what they're doing. It's really a complete lie. Why? Not because they're consciously wanting to lie to anybody, but because the body often struggles with things internally, and whenever it does, it sends signals to you to let you know that things aren't going well inside, that things need to change, that something has to change or else it's going to crash and crumble, and that means that we die. So really, we'd rather keep from having that happen. At least I would. So it's whether or not we listen to our body's signals, and too often people aren't listening anymore. So if we don't listen, then whatever's happening becomes something that manifests itself deeper and deeper and becomes bigger and bigger and more of a problem. Whereas if we listen quicker, then we can kind of rid our body of that problem and we can move on and things go back to where they were. So anything from lifting incorrectly to dehydration to overexhaustion, the body really tries its best to tell you what is going on. And sometimes we listen and sometimes we don't. And if we do, then perhaps we don't know what we've prevented. That's one of the best things that I can tell you is that, it's best to know not what you've prevented. So by doing things healthfully, then you don't have to worry about those things, those problems coming up and medical issues coming up and wondering why on earth they happened. But if you don't listen, then that's where you can end up in some serious trouble. I bring this up today because I've had several people that I've talked with recently that have just been adamant that there is no other way. They've lost weight on the keto diet. They want to continue on the keto diet. And I'm not here to be anyone's mother and tell you that you can't. But I am here to present some evidence and some long-term, short-term result things to let you see the difference and make the choice for yourself. Because as grown-ups, we all get to do that. I do encourage our clients to follow a simpler path, but sometimes it is just so hard to see beyond. I've really dieted my eyeballs out for this. I don't see how this easier path is going to get me to where I want to be, but it works. So, as for a diet controlling a medical condition, keto is fantastic, as long as the correct professionals are supervising. As for a diet for changing your physique, it can definitely wreak true havoc on your internal systems long term. We're not talking for the next month. We're not talking over the next year. We're talking long term. This can seriously mess you up if you're doing this too long and out of that medically supervised situation. So initially with the keto diet, what are you going to see? You're going to see weight loss. Yeah, I know, you're cheering over there. I can feel it. Weight loss is great, but again, it's one piece of the puzzle. Why are you losing weight though? More than likely because in the beginning you've cut out most of your carbs. Carbs are the most dehydrated macronutrient that we have. So for every 1 gram of carb that you eat, your body is going to store 3 grams of water to digest it, meaning that it has to be able to process it. So it takes those 3 grams of water to process every gram, and then after it's done digesting that carb, it sheds that extra water weight. That's how our body was made to work. It's made to give and take. So it was made to do that, and by going on the keto diet, we cut that need because we don't have as many carbs, so we don't store water. So that's typically the first weight loss that you see. Longer term into the keto diet, what is the weight loss that you see? It becomes muscle tissue. Your body actually starts to digest and break down your muscle tissue to use as energy. Your body has a physical need for carbs for energy, and energy again is the way that our body is moving. That's what a calorie is a form of energy. It's the way that our body is processing and functioning and moving and doing its work. So it has to have carbs physiologically in order to function. So it's going to get them somehow, and your body has them stored in its muscle tissue, so it will start to break that down and use that muscle tissue for that. So you will be losing muscle tone as well as muscle mass during that process. Longer term into the keto diet, you're looking at problems like constipation, nutritional deficiencies, loss of blood salts, leg cramps, hormonal disruptions, and even heart issues. And they're going to start to become more and more prominent through that process. So those are things that are a lot harder to fix. We've had people that we work with very closely, colleagues that do a lot of nutritional fixing, if you will, through holistic practices, naturopathy type practices, and it takes a long time to reset your hormonal structure, a long time to get the nutritional deficiencies under control, and to get the body just working back as one piece. So our bodies have been designed specifically to need a large array of macro and micronutrients. Macronutrients are things like your protein, your fat, and your carbs. You can't cut one of those out and just say, well, I don't need it, because your body physically has to have it, just like your car physically has to have 4 tires. It can't go with 3 tires and just go drive on the ground and last 40 years like another car would. It can't go with no gas. You have to have gas in the tank. You have to have oil. You have to have these things. They're non-negotiable, and that's exactly what macronutrients are to your body. They're non-negotiable. Do they need to be ingested in the same amounts that we normally do in our typical American diet? No. We need to modify that array. But we need to know that the body physically needs these carbs in order to survive, and that fruits are good. Starchy vegetables like potatoes and beans are good, and fibrous veggies, spinach, cucumbers, celery, carrots, they're good. These are things that you need. These are things that will keep you running. These are things that will help your body to have the vitamins and minerals that you need. Those by no means are a full list of any of those 3 categories, but we do need a plentiful array of vitamins and minerals during the day. So if you try to eat the rainbow through your produce, through your fruits and vegetables, you'll be doing much better for yourself than going with no carbs. There are a lot of ways to lose weight. There's a lot of ways to change and reshape your body without causing nutritional deficiencies, constipation, heart palpitations, heart issues, all these things. There's a lot better ways. So when we learn to balance the foods that we eat in a simple and sustainable way, our bodies won't only thrive, but that's where you're going to begin to see the changes on the outside, from the weight loss to the body transformations to the inches. All of that's going to start to change. But the even better news is that the inside of you will be made healthy and whole, so that then you can have longevity of life. You can enjoy life. You can enjoy your kids and your family and your job and your hobbies. You get to do what you want to do instead of being skinny and being sick all the time. So I try not to be a downer very often, but I feel like that's something that a lot of people need some education on right now, because it is flying around Facebook so much and other modes of social media, and it's just become such a fad right now that my big concern is making sure that you stay healthy and that you stay well, to where you can do the things in life that you were put here to do, and that you can enjoy the life that you were given. So I hope that gives you some insight. If you would like some more information about a simple and sustainable nutrition plan that starts to show results within 2 weeks, that people have been able to lose 15 inches in 6 weeks or less with it, and really been able to maintain it after that 6-week period for years, I would love to be able to talk with you. Feel free to give us a call, 806-322-3188, or leave us a comment below. Again, if there's something that you would like to have more education on or more information on, we'd be happy to give that as well. So feel free to leave that in the comments, and we'll look at making a Facebook Live on that. I also want to let you know that we've got something very special coming up. It's going to be a new program that we're offering, and we'll get to tell you more about it soon, but it's definitely going to help that waistline, and it's going to be an amazing time. So I hope that today's giving you some food for thought, and I will talk with you soon.